Hi, welcome back to BUONAPAPPA. Today we're going to prepare a super yummy recipe. Egg-free zucchini meatballs with a tomato sauce. This is a super yummy recipe that is perfect for babies, toddlers, and the whole family. I really like to include vegetables as much as possible in my recipe. But in this case, there is not only a nutritional value to the zucchini added to the meatballs, there is also a culinary value because the zucchini will really make these meatballs super moist, super delicate, and they are almost addictive. If you eat one, you might not be able to stop eating the other. Let's start with the preparation. As always, simple and easy. First thing to do, we're going to finely grate the zucchini and squeeze out the extra water. In a big bowl, combine together the ground turkey, the zucchini, the feta cheese, the almond meal, chia seeds, garlic, thyme, and optional you can add salt. If you're cooking for babies under 12 months of age, if you're following the baby-led weaning method, skip the salt. You can always add the salt later in the other portions for older kids and adults. In this recipe, I'm using chia seeds as a substitute for eggs. Personally, I'm allergic to eggs, so I really like recipes that do not use eggs, and I find that chia seeds, they really do the job. They bind together all the ingredients without even mentioning the omega-3 contained in chia seeds. And omega-3s, they are essential for your babies and kids' brain development. Combine all the ingredients nicely together. You can start with a fork and then proceed using your hands. It's totally fine. And then create small meatballs using 1 tablespoon of the mix. Coat each meatball with the breadcrumbs. Heat for 1 minute the extra virgin olive oil in a pan and then add the meatballs one next to the other, leaving just a bit of space. Sear the meatballs for 3-4 minutes on each side at medium-high heat and flip them on the other side. When the meatballs are nicely seared and you see this lovely golden color on top, they will create a kind of crust. Reduce the heat to minimum. Add the tomato sauce and the water. Optional, you can add another pinch of salt at this stage too. Cover with a net lid and simmer for 15 minutes up until the meatballs will be properly cooked inside and the tomato sauce will be nicely reduced. Serve warm. This is a lovely, easy meal idea for the whole family. When I prepare this recipe, I usually cook a nice quantity, sometimes I even double the ingredients, so that I have enough for my meal and enough to place and save in the freezer. These meatballs, before being cooked, can be stored in the freezer for up to 3 months, so that when you will have that crazy meal night where everything kind of goes wrong, those meatballs will save your dinner because they are ready in only 15 minutes. From the freezer, simply place them in the pan and start from that phase, from the cooking phase. They will be ready in no time. You can also store any leftover already cooked for up to 2-3 days in an airtight container in the refrigerator, or you can freeze them. In order to reheat the already cooked meatballs, you can either use the stove, so simply place them in the stove for 10 minutes, nothing more, or you can reheat them in the oven, or you can even use the microwave. Simply add just a bit of water because the tomato sauce will need to be thinned again. If you want to use the other kind of meat, you can do it. I use turkey because I think it's a good balance between chicken and beef. The beef will have more fat, so it will be a bit more juicy, and the chicken has more or less the same final result of the turkey. Also, if you're looking for a gluten-free recipe, you can simply substitute the breadcrumbs with gluten-free breadcrumbs, and you have two options, either almond meal or you can use rice breadcrumbs. I really hope you're going to enjoy this recipe. This is one of the most popular ones on my Instagram account, and is also one of my kids' favorite and also one of my husband's favorite. It's moist, the feta cheese will gives that kind of kick-up flavor that it's really enjoyable. If you're looking for other finger food recipes, there is a link here below. I created a playlist with all the meatballs and finger food toddler recipes. Remember to subscribe to BUONAPAPPA. You just need to click the link here below, and if you also click the little bell, you will be notified every time I post a new recipe. Super easy. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments here below. I will try to reply as soon as possible, and we're going to see each other next week with another recipe from me. Ciao, ciao, ciao.